But I would also, like I told you just before, rewrite your songs.
Yeah.
And then
change them
and release them as mine. But like as you like playing like guitar, like harmonic in it, but I'll probably fade that out.
But the music video would be like
the music video would be
with
you,
my kids.
with your kids, yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to it.
Hell yeah!
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody even thanked me. Nobody even. Said thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Mike. No one thanked you. Fuck yeah.
Beautiful. We have a guest tonight. Half Dog.
We
Delco,
sure do.
Famous and Philadelphia. Regional?
The Shore?
Yeah.
The most legendary DJ Muve, ladies and gentlemen.
DJ Muve.
All right, man. Yeah. The most legendary DJ Muve in the studio tonight. Welcome, my good man.
Hey, you funny.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I haven't seen you in probably 15 years or so, but you've kept in touch with Half Dog.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
15, 20 maybe?
We were at the same restaurant for so long. You know what I mean? Like, so let's talk about how we first met.
All right. I remember you first became on my radar with it was you. Shout out Pasquale Passeri.
Mm-hmm.
It was the movement.
Yeah.
It was you, DJ and dancer. So you're a DJ, a dancer, military veteran as well. But you first came on my radar with the movement. My brother Tommy grew up with Pasquale. So did I, but he was my brother's age, Collingdale.
Yeah, sure.
And I remember my brother was like, "Yo, like Pasquale's doing this like dance thing called the movement." And it's him and a DJ and they're dancers. And I was like, I got to see this. And it was in Havertown, I saw you. And it was you and Pasquale and Greg, I think.
Yeah, AP.
And you guys had shirts on.
Yeah.
And it was I Move, spelled M-U-V-E. Mm-hmm. Other shirt, you move, we move. And I went and the music was cool. And then these dudes would fucking start breaking down some of the craziest dancing that I've seen live in person.
At Barnaby's in Havertown?
And it was so entertaining. And you still rip that dance stuff like to this day. I saw you post recently a wedding or a prom or something, but you still do all that choppy.
That's
shit.
how I started.
That's crazy.
Yo, that was the beginning.
But that had to be 12 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
when we first met.
2009 was first gig.
Yeah,
the end of 2009, and so it was. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. All right, about Pat. Pat, we used to go dance at the deck in the lagoon.
AKA Pasquale.
Pasquale, yeah.
What do you call him, Pasquale? I've known him my whole life as Patty Passeri.
I love Pasquale. I know a million Pats. I know one Pasquale.
He's a Bonner guy.
Yeah, I mean Bonner stand up.
Yes.
I mean I know.
Of course. Shout out Bonner.
I with the Newman.
Oh, okay, yeah. South Philly.
Nice.
South Philly stand up.
Right?
Yeah.
So we used to go out and party. Every weekend, it was bootleggers, and then then there was the deck.
Yeah.
So that was like the lineup. All the dancers used to just we knew each other. And Pat, he used to like when the circle would open up, he would get out there and he would do the split. I'm like, dang. Like,
that was his signature.
That was his thing. Yeah. So we called them splits.
Like splits. Yeah, splits.
So
that's right.
Yeah, splits.
Yeah, that's where that came from. And Greg, I met him through dancing too. And I said, I was playing the game DJ Hero around, that time. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm enjoying this game so much, I am going to give it a shot. And I was watching Eddie Stank at the same time.
Yeah, shout out Eddie Stank.
It went from dancing to Eddie's beats, playing the video game. Damn, I think I want to try this out. And then I recruited, Greg. And I recruited Pat. I said, yo, look, I'm going to be working at Barnaby's. I want you guys to come out. And so I auditioned like the day after Christmas in 2009, and they liked me.
It was an audition.
Yeah. That night was an audition.
Situation.
Yeah, because
to get hired at Barnaby's, you auditioned.
Yeah. The DJ company with DJ Sound and Light and Dom Settembrino. He's the one who is responsible for putting me in Barnaby's.
Wow.
Yeah. So big shout out to him.
Nice. Yeah. Shout out.
He gave me an opportunity, and look, I emailed him. So got in, and I was like with AP, and AP is Greg, same guy.
Okay.
And Pat, I was like, look, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start this thing. The only I'll say this now. I did not want it to be like the movement because like it's my name. I'm like, no, I wanted us to be. You know what I mean? Like, you know how it's the Wu-Tang.
It kind of sets like a hierarchy,
a democratic
right.
thing.
I wanted it to be like everybody, but I'm like, all right, the movement. I just roll with
cool.
it. Yeah, I just roll with it. And the idea was Greg was to be the MC, I was the DJ, and Pat was to be the dancer, and we were just to interchange everything, and that's how it happened. And then week after week, the crowd kept doubling, and I was like, guys, we're on to something.
Yeah,
and it worked out for a year and some change.
So music, like as a kid, like how do you get into it? How do you get into starting DJing? Yeah.
Well,
because it sounded like the way you said it there was that you just kind of started then when you were like out there at the clubs and you're like, I want to do this. How long did it take you to learn? How'd you get started?
All right. I started going out on the dance scene around 2007. I got into a bad motorcycle crash, and I lost my leaping ability and all that. And so I'm like, all right, I need something to do. And at the time, Storm Up the Yard came out, the Chris Brown movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, like they're dancing and they're killing it. So at the time, Jaeger bombs were hot.
Yeah, they were.
They were
07, man. That was
still hot in certain locales.
Jaeger bombs, Jägermeister. Everybody had those Jaeger hats.
Yeah, remember the Jaeger cooler behind the bar, like all that.
Freezing, freezing cold.
That was a heavy Jägermeister time for me too.
That was the time.
It's funny when you say that. Bootleggers reminds me of Jägermeister. When I hear bootleggers, I think Jägermeister bootleggers.
Because your body can only know what the fuck to do with it when you're in your young 20s, and then like
that's it.
Yeah, I had some Jaeger not too long ago. My body didn't quite know how to process it.
Yeah, but I don't even touch it anymore. So what I would do, I would just go and I just wanted to battle everybody. When the circle had opened up.
Were you already dancing?
No.
Or you just, YouTube is new at this
naturally
point, right?
Talented. Obviously, you were naturally talented to go into it and just jump into it. You just hadn't done it in a.
No, I was a wallflower. I was not the type to get out there and dance. Wow. But like you get that liquid courage and it's like, all right, just do what everybody else is doing. And I wanted to. I started going down to the city. And so I got humbled really quick because those guys in the city were next level. But they were nice guys, like, oh, we see that you're trying. They, now I'm in that community.
Yep.
Then along comes Eddie. And Eddie was playing a lot of music that I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Because he's my sister's age. My sister, she's, like class 95. So like I came up listening to.
That is a few years older than us.
I came up listening
45.
to that. Yeah. So I came listen to that the hip hop, remember Columbia House?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the CDs.
12 CDs for a penny and all that.
Never paid for them. I never.
Nobody ever paid.
Nobody paid for them.
Somehow they ended up coming back for me, and they were like, "No."
Well, you just have that luck. You would get caught.
I had to pay. Yeah.
Dude, but I got all those like Dr. Dre, those Snoop CDs for free.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
So she would come on with those CDs, and I would record. I would make mixtapes on the tape, and that was me just loving. That was my intro to music, and that's when I just started loving it. High school, I was selling CDs, burning them. People would give me the 17-song list, and I saw an opportunity. It was, the guys in school selling them for $5. I sold them for $3, and I have it there the next day.
Yeah,
there you go.
Because you could get those blanks back in the day for 99 cents.
And if you were one of the first ones around with a burner, then you could just do that. Like in college, my roommate had the burner.
Yeah.
And I got CDs from some website, blanks. They were not a name brand. They were like in bulk. So they were like a nickel a piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like
they'd skip eventually, but
eventually you'd be able to see through them. Like the actual like foil, like reflective shit on them would just wear away. They were terrible. Go ahead.
No. That was the beginning of the music thing. So music was always a part of me.
Yeah.
And I made my own, like, remember DJ Clue? Like,
Funk Flex and like those compilations.
I wanted to make. I did. I made one of those tapes. My DJ name had this like 2004. Tony Terra. Tony Terra was the name. I still had a tape actually, and I moved that. But I never wanted to go ahead and take the leap, to be a DJ. And it wasn't until.
Were you talking on this too? Were you talking in between? Yeah,
I was. Oh man, I laugh at it now, but that's the effort you got to put in.
Yeah.
And I had a dream when I was in college that I was on the radio, like DJing like some Janet Jackson music, because I was like heavy into R&B.
Mm-hmm.
And once the game came out, I saw Eddie. It was just like a perfect storm.
Right.
And I just went for it.
And that's when you start booking gigs at like Barnaby's, and because you're all over the place. That starts about 08, 09.
09, 010, and like the earlier part of 2011. Because that's when I went to Iraq. So it was weird. Everything between 2011, that whole year just doesn't exist to me because I was away. So like the music that came out during that time, I can't really identify with it. I don't know what that record was when it was new.
Yeah.
No idea.
And so you only have the music, like I'm sure you are able to listen to some music, but you're not listening to the new stuff that's out. You kind of have your existing collection for that year.
Sure.
Right?
And I'm sure also it's like you can't really dive deep because mentally he was in another place as well. Yeah.
And I was doing a lot of homework on back catalog because you need, in your downtime, you need something to distract you. So I felt as though, let me just go ahead and load the can and just learn as much music as I possibly can. And it wound up working out. So I used that time to like do a lot of history. But as far as like what was going on during that time, like I couldn't tell you what the hit record of 2011 was. Usually I can, be in that range, but you need to be able to play the record to see the impact. You know when a song is brand new, when everybody's asking for it, I didn't get to see that, for a whole year. And being like here all the time, it's a part of American culture. Right. If the song is hot, you're going to hear it during that time.
It's funny to that point. I always realized in South Jersey, like in Wildwood and Seattle, they were like, and also where I went to college at Millersville in Lancaster, they were 6 months behind what we were listening to, like in Philly, Delaware County. Like I could always count on like whatever was new here, like down the shore in 6 months, it would be brand new there. Like there was a lag. Like in the cover,
still a lag.
There's still a lag.
There's still a lag
because you'll get it in the.
There's a new one of mine, kids. She calls me from the
yeah, exactly. And like you listen to like South Jersey radio, you could hear it, you're like, this isn't new. There was like a year kind of dip. I thought
wasn't there in Wildwood? I remember like the early 2000s. There was like a techno station. I was into
techno
that.
was hot during that time.
Yeah, man. What was that club? What was that club? It was
Club Shakers.
No,
Mad
that
Titties.
also. But North Wildwood, right across, it was Echoes.
Echoes. Yeah.
Was,
what the Buck Night? $1 beers.
Yeah, Echoes was the nice
grinding the Gigi D'Agostino.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I didn't DJ at Echoes. I DJ'd at Exit 6, which is what it became. I might have played at Echoes. I think I did.
I know it was Echoes in 2001. I don't know how long it lasted.
Yeah. It lasted a while.
It might have lasted a long time after that.
I'm talking. They just switched names maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm out of the game. I'm out of touch.
I saw that. Yeah, Flip Flop. It's right next to Flip Flops.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to do what the Buck Night. It was the summer of 2001 when I lived down there. $1 beers. Fucked up and the I'll fly with you. That was the jam that summer.
I remember that summer. Like now I'm 20 years past that summer, but the one thing that
baby born that summer is 22
that sticks out in my head is that I was all fucked up after like one of the Wildwood clubs, and I'm at a pizza place, right? And I said something like, or I had like an Irish t-shirt on, like, or I said something like, yeah, I'm Irish. And I remember guys from Ireland being there, and they're like, oh yeah, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I meant like my mom's side, and they're like, you're a fucking poser. And I was like, holy shit. I'm like, I've never been called out. I'm like,
you think I'm a poser? Wait till the last weekend in September when all of us come
these
down.
These Irish guys are about to, they're like, no, you're not, dude. You're American.
Wait till Havertown comes down in late September.
Yeah.
You'll love that.
But I would, those nights are awesome, man.
Well, I remember you brought up the club and you were trying to find the word Echoes. Remember there was a Russian that we ran into the one time, and he goes, you guys want tickets tonight? Club Shakers, mad titties. Mad titties, Shakers. And we used to fuck with each other. Say that all the time.
Do you do shore gigs still?
Yeah. This summer I'll be at Carney's.
K-May.
Yeah. And I've been playing at the Princeton in Avalon.
Beautiful spot. That's Anthony Baker. Anthony Baker books there too. You ever need at Carney's talk to the guys from The Loop?
Oh, the band?
The Loop, yeah. That was the cover band I was in for like 4 years back in the early or late 2000s.
I remember seeing
they're there all the time.
I remember seeing The Loop at Brownies.
RPs.
Yeah. Oh,
but
man.
because I know that they're still doing Carnies, and from the time I was in it, there's only one or two guys left. But I know they're there. Yeah, they're still there, and they do the Carnies is their big spot. Carnies is a really cool spot, right like by the ocean. Mm-hmm. I used to play the Ugly Mug a lot, which is right down the street.
Yeah.
But Cape May is a cool little sleeper town.
That's I'm glad you said that because when I played there last year, that was my first time ever playing in Cape May.
Yeah,
nightlife.
Took a little while to get used to, but
and then once I'm there, I'm like, okay, like this is like you already know it's kind of like divided up into 3 different classes. Kind of there's the Wildwood, there's Sea Isle, and then there's Avalon. So nobody ever brings up Cape May. Nobody ever says, I'm going to Cape May. It's just once they're there, they just make the best of what's there. But the people who are there, they're already in the know.
Yep. And I also feel like a lot of the locals that live like the villas, like on the backside, like they go to Cape May. Like the Shoobies take over those other short points, and Cape May is kind of like the people that are there all year round. And
I've never gone out in Cape May.
Cape May's cool, man. It's cool.
I got a number of good things to say about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I like having variety. It's
same.
And then Princeton's like probably like the yuppiest of the yuppie. My dad,
we've talked shit on every short town.
My father. I don't know if you know my father, but he could have you all arrested.
Yeah. I
played Avalon, the rocking chair, and I forget the other spot, the Windrift, and there's a lot of like pastel and pinks, like men wearing the golf shorts, Brads.
Yeah, Brad. Yeah, this is Brad. This is Pierce. This is Grayson. This is Grayson. This is Trayson.
I lasted there like 2 or 3 years, and they didn't ask me back. But Avalon, I'm booking.
Yeah, you know what? I used to play at this place called Jack's. I don't think it's there.
Jack's Place. Jack's Place, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like a box.
I remember
Sambuco played there too. Tommy Tex, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Shout out Sambuco.
I tell you what, I saw Brian from Mr. Green Jeans and
absolute pro.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And he had the guy who covered the Peter Gabriel
Jeffrey
song.
Gaines. Jeffrey Gaines. Yes.
He was there with him.
Really?
Funny you just brought Jeffrey Gaines.
Still pulling the crowd. Mr. Green Jeans, when they were at their height.
He's the I call him the Michael Jordan of that cover band thing. He's absolutely the Michael. He's the GOAT. There's Michael Comp. That's a whole nother thing. He's an actual rock star like that has the backlog, but actually in that craft, like that cover band, Brian O'Boyle is it. Like he moves like a snake and he just knows how to like get that crowd of like 20-year-old girls to scream. He's it. Brian O'Boyle.
Yes.
I've still never seen him in person. I've seen videos on YouTube and stuff.
He's cool.
It looks cool. Yeah. I've never seen him in person.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, that Jack's place, I was there once. And I just remember it being like a big box kind of looking place, and they packed as many fucking people as they could there. I don't have much Avalon experience, but.
So you're DJing now, and you're doing clubs, of course, but you're doing like proms and things like that too. So you also are playing to like the under 21 crowd, and that's been somewhat recent, or no?
You know how hard that is.
That's what I want. That's what I want to talk about.
It's hard.
How do you approach that?
The good thing I have is experience,
right?
So knowing that I've done a prom before. The other thing, all right. So let me start here. I'm not in the prom circuit without being in the cheerleading competitions. Now, did you know what Kevin Law?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he DJ'd at Casey's and
Kevin Law, he asked me to do the Burt Bell cheerleading competition, like the same first year I DJ'd.
Right.
So I'm like, I did not get into this business to be DJing at
like
cheerleading competition.
Imagine showing
Clifton,
up all cologned up, expecting college girls.
And it's like Clifton Heights Rams cheerleading jerseys.
It's like 7-year-olds. Like, whoa.
Having to deal with cheer moms.
Yeah, and y'all ready for this?
Right.
Yes.
And
showing up horned up and be like, sorry.
This is at the Westchester Gym, and this gym is mobbed.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people. And he was like, hey, can you do it? I said, sure. Went ahead, and I did it. And that really showed me how to just keep the younger generation know what they want to hear. Take requests from them, because if the young kids are listening to it, it's going to end up on radio soon.
Eventually.
Because they got nothing to do but, word of mouth, and it's popular, and you already, thank you. Here we
that's a cheerleading competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my sisters both cheered.
Yeah,
and
I'm in a...
My sisters both cheered, and they...
this is...
That's my wife in the middle of the front.
Is he in this picture?
No, he's not in the picture, but I was just like... that's what you're dealing with.
This is what I do. Upper Darby, at Upper Darby High School. It took me a while to gain comfort in doing that, but Kevin Law, he hooked that up, and it was the cheerleaders of Haverford High School who said, we got to get this guy in to do our prom. And that was the beginning of the prom journey.
Yeah.
So on the fly, you're figuring out what they're into and judging the room, right? Reading the room as you go.
I think it all comes down to that. Like, you got to read as like an artist and a pro. You read the room and you see what doesn't work, and you don't double down on it. You shift. That's what that's what the pros do, and the people that don't do it professionally don't understand.
What I learned with the kids is you let them drive the bus. I'm not, I'm way out of their peer group. So if they're asking for songs, I'm like, all right, cool. And also what I do like about the new generation, they will let you know if you're not playing stuff that they're feeling. Even if they try and catch on to it, they'll look up next song.
Come on.
And look, in experiences, I should know what I'm supposed to be playing. If the song was on the radio in the last 3, 4, 5 years, it's safe. The only thing that made a difference now is the pandemic took 2 years out of group dancing.
Right.
So 20 and 21 are off years.
Yeah.
It is what it is. There's nothing that you can do about that.
It's funny you brought that up too, about like the proms. I did a half gig, half DJ thing with Courtney Mooney. I don't know if you know Courtney.
I know Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney and
Shout
I.
out Courtney
They
Mooney.
hired me, and I'm like, oh my god, these are high school kids. I play acoustic guitar like fucking Third Eye Blind and shit. So I'm like,
Can't
I need you.
that.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So Courtney comes and saves my life that night, and it was a matter of, I could have had an ego and thought like, no, I'm doing my set. But you got to have a head on a swivel and not have that. I played 2 or 3 songs and I realized like, oh my God. And Courtney comes in, boom, and saves my life, which is kind of like lifting the crowd up and like.
No, this is Space Oddity. This is a fucking classic.
And I'm thinking the whole time, like,
enjoy this.
I'm like, why did you even hire me for this? Like you say, it was down at the Reading Terminal Market. It was the nicest prom. It was the Harrington Senior Prom. But it started off as a joint gig, me and Courtney. And then within 20 minutes, it was Courtney's gig, dude.
She was DJing?
No, Courtney's a dude.
guy.
Yeah, Courtney's a dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, Courtney.
Yeah, he's good. He's he bartends or DJs locally.
Yeah.
He's at Yard Pub a lot.
He's down in Princeton too. He
He's at the
down there.
he does. Yeah.
And Carney. So we ended with the same people.
But that was a good reminder of I'm not their age, and you got to go into it a little smarter.
You gave up your fee, of course, once you backed out.
I definitely pieced them off more. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I had to because it was supposed to be like, set on, set off. But I mean, it's just different. Like, he could provide an energy that I couldn't. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
and there's certain gigs that like I won't take because like I'll see that. Muve and I had a gig where it turned out great.
One?
What's that?
Like a joint one, set on, set off kind of thing.
Yeah, it turned out great. But the format of it was he was going on first, remember this? And then it was me, and then it was him, and then it was me. And I remember talking to them.
Never works. And
I was like, it doesn't, it's not going to work because once you have a DJ establish that energy of the beat and the bass and whatever, it's tough to pull that back and come right back with just an acoustic guitar.
That's why
they were like, no, let's try it. Right. And I was right.
Live, learn.
But it turned out awesome.
You should do the acoustic guy first.
Yeah, set the table
let that
with
bass hit and then the beat hit with the DJ, and that's how you do it.
Yeah.
But people want to think they're
It was fine. It turned out great, and it was a good opportunity to hang with my boy Muve.
Where was this at?
That was like Narberth area.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I'll say Narberth area.
Are you doing more corporate stuff, like private kind of like stuff now than you are the bars?
Everything.
Both.
You want to have your hands in as many like pots as possible because you don't know which one's going to run out. Right. You want to have longevity in the game.
Yeah.
And so if you can hold the prom right now, that's going to buy you about another 5 years in the game because as they get older, hopefully, there's somebody there that likes what you do and they want you to do their graduation party, hopefully their wedding.
Followed you on social media, boom, you stayed in the background until wow, they need it,
Yeah. Between that, I'll do the shilling competitions. Only thing I really won't do is bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs. Then you're dealing with, culture and tradition. I wasn't trained to do that, so I'm not even going to get involved.
Right.
But you have done like Greek weddings.
I have.
Yeah.
But you know what? And that started early on. I always kept an open ear because I wanted to learn, okay, this is how I roll.
I didn't realize there was such a big Greek contingent in the Marple Newtown Brumall area until I know that now, but I just meeting Demetch and people at Barbies, whatever. Then I saw that they'll do like Sunday weddings. Then I saw that you're kind of in that mix, and I'm so curious about like how it's different. So go ahead, but you have dipped into that too, and that's different. That's a different world.
You know what? I was set up for it. I was they said, okay, there's going to be some Greek music needs to be played. You need to play this, and this. Okay, I set up a crate. So anytime I run into a Greek crowd, I am going to have songs that I am supposed to play traditionally.
Yes.
If I know it and I put it there, it's supposed to be there. Like, it's there for a reason. Same thing with Indian music, or Bollywood rather. I talk to...
You're doing Indian stuff too.
I have. Or I need to be ready for if we'll just say I'm in the club and there's a table that gets a bottle and it's their Indian culture. There's, hey, you got any Bollywood? I am going to play something like I want to get something in. I don't want to say I don't know it, I don't have it.
Right.
Always want to say yes as a DJ when it comes to music because that's going to be our bond. That's going to be like where our relationship starts. Like me and you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking earlier, you were the only person to ask for Up Jumps the Boogie by Timbaland and Magoo.
Hell yeah.
Nice. He asked for that record.
Yeah. Way back.
Shout out Super Friends.
When I first met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was watching some of your clips today, like that In My Life kind of mesh that you did, that was awesome. But you... do you always do that? Like, does every gig call for something different? Sometimes are you emceeing and kind of playing it straight, and then sometimes you're scratching?
Over the years, I took the scratching out of it unless it's time to to put some showmanship on it. You know what I mean? A lot of the career, I wanted the spotlight, I wanted to shine. I'm like, look at me, look what I can do, and life happens. You know what I mean? Like after, I got the respect that I wanted in the business. And so now when I show up, it's all about, the people in front of me. Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
Whatever we got to do. If I got to get on the mic and pump you up. But for the peer group, like other DJs, I'll be lying to you if a DJ didn't walk in. If another DJ walks in, you better play a little bit harder because we still have to be fans of each other and play just a little bit harder.
100%.
Like I'm not going to
translates on
I'm not going to ease up.
Yeah, you see them come in like I'm showing them.
I want you to know this is why I'm getting booked.
Yeah. So when you book any gig, you come with the same rig to where you can pop in anything. So you don't kind of go to one with not that.
I will not shortchange anybody.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be a DJ so badly. You don't just work hard to be lazy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will say this. Last year I had to do a party for Barstool, whatever. It was a Barstool party down in Center City.
The Sansom, the bar there?
No. It was for the company.
Okay.
And the sun was beaming on the computer. And the computer it was fried.
Yeah.
I couldn't use the Serato program, so I had to use Spotify. I still I could just play one song, but I'm like, no, you still got to add something to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was.
So you have an app on your phone or something that you're able to use in that respect?
If I can't perform my job the way that I normally can, I'd rather leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it can't be about the money.
Yeah.
It's about I can't deliver what I said I was going to deliver on. So
right, and then there's somebody in the back that was seeing, and then they see and they got the wrong impression. You'd rather not do that, which is
because when you brought up the scratch and you said how earlier on it was so much about the showmanship, and it made me remember so vividly when we first met, and I remember talking to you about it. It's like, yo, this guy Muve, it's a performance. Like it was a whole nother level of DJing where the DJ was somebody that you couldn't. Like you had to watch because the mixing, like the scratching, the medleys, and then you'd come around and start doing like the dancing that like I had never seen in person before. It was rock star shit. Yeah. It was incredible.
I wanted to stay true to what got me there, and it was dancing. So I remember I was at Dirty Nelly's, and the DJ who was playing, I said to myself, I want to make a difference in the DJ community because he started playing Pour Some Sugar on me during like peak hour.
Yeah.
And we were having fun. I'm like, man, what is this dude doing?
He's killing the party is what he's doing.
And I said I wanted to give it a shot. And, it worked out. But I will say this. Eddie set a really good example because Eddie was on fire. Like Eddie, he knew how to play a little bit of everything. He could scratch. And you can see that he played like he cared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never...
Like true,
I never
authentic B-boy, like atmosphere without the dancing. Like he's not breaking or anything, but like true student of the game. Really?
Yeah.
He can?
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised, but not completely surprised.
He's a thicker guy, right?
I saw it.
But like he's one of the first dudes I saw wearing like the Kangol like tracksuit. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I never saw him dance though.
He's a hip hop guy.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what kind of DJs you're dealing with by the conversations that they have about music. Because, anybody can, be the guy in the bar who's playing the hits, but when somebody can have a conversation about, music, he's that guy.
The people came before in the history of it,
Yeah, he's his depth is serious.
Right.
So that made me want to, just get my library tight.
Yeah. How does it make you feel, especially nowadays when you go out to a bar or club and it's obvious someone's playing a playlist and just press play? Like, I mean, I guess if they're not posing like they are doing, doing something like, like
one thing
it's
that we
not
can
so bad, but
is what kind of effort they're giving.
Effort, yeah.
And if they look like they're having a good time, it's going to sell. I used to be the stickler, like, oh, you got to do it the old school way. You got to cut, scratch, and you got to, vinyl. I understand that times change. You can now have the music synced for you. I'm always going to use headphones because that's the way I came up, and I need to hear the music before I deliver it to you. I'm never going to trust the computer 100%. I would much rather trust my ear first. But, now you move with the times. Like, if I see a guy who's using the sync button, the automatic, like mixing, I'm not going to slam him. I'm looking at, okay, what's your journey? Wait, what is your intent here? Right. Is it, are you just trying to get a check or are you trying to be cool? What is it? Because what you're in this for is going to show eventually. And that's what I've learned about like DJs in the game. Yeah,
that's interesting. You said that, like, it's okay. Like if you're doing that for a reason, fine. But what is your intent? Like what, if you're going a little bit, like, are you doing something more to add to the overall experience? So for you to add, to say something like overall intent, that's pretty cool. Like that.
Yeah, you need to have a goal.
What's the goal?
Yeah, my goal is strictly I want everybody to have as much fun as they possibly can. That's what I'm here for. That's why I got into the business. I got into the business to show people a good time, and that's it. I'm actually surprised I'm still doing it. Like I've seen, like, look, I was at Barney's for 12 years.
Yeah,
I thought I just wanted to make it 7. Yeah. I hadn't seen any DJs be somewhere long term, and I wanted to. Be that example of, you don't have to just skip, from place to place. You want to be able to show some kind of stability.
Longevity.
Yeah, in the business. And I've watched, everybody else. J-Roy, for example. J-Roy is, he did Barney's for a long time. And then Xfinity, he's been there since they opened. What people don't understand is how hard that is to do. And we are in the business where it's the Wild Wild West. They're looking for the new DJ that has new following.
Who comes and undercuts your price.
Oh, yeah. That's never going away.
Never. No, that's human nature in any business, really.
Yeah. You learn to deal with that. You learn to deal with, weird friendships, that, people didn't really think that you would go. Yeah, they'll get mad at you for, them not getting as far. You know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly.
There's the competition, but the competitive mind of me went away once I realized I proved my point. I just wanted to show people I'm serious. Like, I love this shit.
Yeah,
I want to play.
Well, you made your mark, definitely. What's the summer look like? What's the future as far as gigs?
Weddings, 2 proms, and I'm out in Conshohocken at the Great American Pub.
Okay.
I like to spread it out. I don't want to be anywhere, like too long. You don't want to overstay your welcome. And you need to
certainly don't want to overstay your welcome. Good
you don't
call.
want to overstay your welcome.
And you have to keep your eyes and ears open enough to know.
Yeah. And be open to new business. You want to, I will say this, a buddy of mine gave me some good advice years ago, old head. He said, you want to show growth. I'm like, but what is showing growth in the DJ business? Really showing growth is, growing with your audience. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so like Nas, one of my favorite rappers, he's not pulling the same types of crowds, that he used to 20 years ago. His audience grew with him, and now, where it might have been rowdy, back then, everybody's there now to enjoy the show. Same thing with the 50 Cent. His fan base has cooled off and matured, 20 years ago. Dang.
Yeah.
Give It to Die Trying 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I learned that was something. I watched a lot of old school interviews, and Prince said that you want your audience to grow with you because you're never going to be that brand new artist ever again.
You only get that once.
Yeah. No, like I don't want to be like the way I was when I first started. When I listened to some of those mixes, dude.
Yeah.
But that's the beginning. Everybody's got to go through it.
Right.
And you have to put a hard time in when you're doing this type of stuff that we do. Like it's not something you can get good in a couple years, but you really don't get
it's time
that 3,000, that 30,000 foot view of what's going on until you realize a decade's gone by.
Yeah.
And that only happens with getting comfortable and that longevity and whatever. But it takes a long time. You can get good in a couple years, but you don't really get it for a while.
Yeah, it's what you really have to watch in this business is where you are and where you stand in it. You know what I mean? You're going to have your hot nights. You're going to have your cold nights. You're going to have the times where the phone's blowing up, and sometimes, the phone's dry. Nobody is invincible. It doesn't matter how good you are. Early on in my career, I used to play the edge too much. And, sometimes I'll be late. And nobody's going to tell you, hey, man, you might want to show up on time. What happens is, like, all right, you know what? This dude's late. I can't take it anymore. Like, I'm not calling him, not booking him again. And who knows how many opportunities I might have messed up in the beginning just from not being on time, or, hey, I'm 5 minutes away when I'm not going to be there for another 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those type things. You have to force yourself to grow up. And that is the one thing I really wish I had, like, early on, was just strong mentorship to like teach me what you're supposed, just the business side of it.
Right.
Just from a character standpoint. If you mess up, stand up. You be the first to put your hand up and then take it from there. You got to take your lumps in this game.
Yeah. And to see it from those eyes, it's like when you're in it like that and you're young, but it's when you're older is when you look back on that. It's like there's plenty of people, everybody probably like wish they knew now what they should have known then,
Yeah.
As far as being like, but hey, you're young. And what you were saying about those early gigs, listening back and how like, oh shit, I can't believe that. But what you don't hear in those recordings is the energy and the fucking youthfulness of your live
of the game.
Yeah. Your live presentation and the crowd seeing you for the first time and being blown away. So like when I listen back to like some old, like it's hard, you think it's horrible because as you've grown in the business, you hear things differently, but you don't hear on tape that was their first time seeing you and you might have been jumping off a fucking drum set or something. Yeah. There's magic to those shows when you listen back too, but you had to be there almost.
Yeah. I know. What a long, strange trip it's been.
Right.
To quote the Grateful Dead. So to wrap it up, do you have any recurring things that people can check you out or any big new places?
Really.
So you got Carney's in Cape May.
Yeah, Carney's in Cape May. I'll be there this summer. I'll be at Princeton. I still do Down Nightclub.
Okay.
Which is next to Howl at the Moon. I've been there since 2015. It's still fun. Like you already know. Usually it's a 5-year run for the nightlife. Hey, look, I thought Bootlegger was going to be there forever. Like the deck, the Lagoon, I thought that was going to be a forever thing. When I got the DJ there, it was I couldn't believe it.
It felt like it's the big time.
Yeah, that was the big time.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
That was the spot.
Yeah. You see like so many changes. I was at Mad River for a long time. Big ups to them. Oh, I'll be at Ladder 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be at Ladder on a regular basis. And whoever wants to do business,
reach out and find.
Oh yeah. It's.
We'll have your links.
I'm just happy to play.
Yeah.
Where can people find you online?
Oh, my Instagram is move.0.
It's MUVE. Is that 0.0 or 0.0?
0.0.
Okay.
Yeah, Move 0.0. I just switched that name recently because I wanted to be a better version.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
Come through with something different.
Growth.
Yeah, got to show growth.
Hell yeah.
I don't really use TikTok, like that. Like my main audience is Instagram. Facebook as well. I'm on there. YouTube, I put some stuff on there every once in a blue. SoundCloud, I have some mixes that I put up there, but I'm starting to realize that the true experience is in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
for something you do, which is visual.
Yeah, I need to see who I'm playing for. I don't really think I'd be a good radio fit because I need to see who I'm playing for. Like, what is my goal? What is the intention?
And it's the energy in that moment that can't be replicated.
Exactly.
It's moment to moment. Absolutely.
Yeah. And now that we have Spotify and streaming services, everybody's their own DJ. And everybody thinks that they can do my job.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
All right.
Then you have to, but your job is to bring that human element to it in a way that they can't replicate.
Yep.
So that's you
need somebody that's going to read. You need somebody to read the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we just got to get more people outside to the places instead of just thinking they can see everything behind a phone screen. All the kids, where do they go? Or do they just watch things on their phone?
Well, I will say this. From the proms that I've seen, when they're
coming
out there,
back,
they are in the moment. They are dancing. I saw my own eyes.
That's good to hear. I don't see that too often.
I've seen that. That's on a DJ because a lot of people will go to their phone if they're bored. I've seen it. They're having a good time, and you can't be on your phone and have a good time at the same time. You just can't.
Right.
If you got to stop and give the attention to getting that video rather than having the experience yourself. I'm tell you what, when I'm doing proms, weddings, whatever, I want everybody as vested as possible. I don't want any distractions,
Well, if they see you, I'm sure they definitely will be because you're a pro. You absolutely are, man. It was great.
Yeah, I want to thank DJ Muve for coming on, hanging with us.
Yeah.
We're going to link to all your stuff. Check him out on Instagram at Muve. That's MUVE.0.
.0.
Check it out, and we'll link to the other stuff. DJ Muve.
Very profound thing you said. I didn't work this hard to be lazy. Beautiful. I'm taking that with me.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.